What's going on, college football fans? Brandon Holmes here, one half of the Blue Bloods College Game Time podcast and YouTube channel. A place for the fans, by the fans, dropping fresh college sports content daily and live streaming a show every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. Before we jump into today's video, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button below so you can stay up to date with your big time news. All right, guys, listen. We're in off-season. Signing day is approaching us. But the biggest thing that's kind of happening alongside signing day is the transfer portal, right? Now, there's without a doubt, the greatest college football recruiter, in my opinion, is Nick Saban. There is not a better recruiter than Nick Saban. There's this viral video that went around on YouTube, I think 2 seasons ago, maybe it was last season, about how Nick Saban recruited a kid. I think the family leaked the video of the recruiting pitch and said, this is how you're supposed to recruit. There's not a better recruiter in the world than Nick Saban. Now, I don't find that odd to even believe because every pupil or every person that comes from the Nick Saban tutelage that branches out and becomes a head coach turns out to be a pretty good recruiter. Now, the guy who seems to be doing the best so far outside of Kirby Smart, and this is very early in his tenure, is Sarkisan down at University of Texas. I mean, he is coming in hot on the recruiting trail. Kids that were normally leaving the state of Texas to join SEC programs are now flipping commitments to come be a part of the all gas, no brakes movement that's happening down in Austin. Now, I'm interested to see how that plays out on the field, but there's one thing I'm not going to deny about Sark. Sark has been recruiting his behind off. He has been hitting the recruiting trail hard. He is building a fence around the state of Texas, which is one of the most talent-rich states in the country. But I think the thing that could be a caveat for Sarkisian is this. Can he turn those recruiting wins on the recruiting trail into wins on the field? See, there's one thing if you can recruit like Saban's taught you to recruit, but can you win like Saban has taught you to win? And I think the jury is still out on that as we're going into year 2. Because the truth of the matter is, when you coach at the University of Texas, there's no reason why you shouldn't win. And some of those early recruiting wins he got, bringing in Quinn Ewers this year in the transfer portal, bringing in Xavier Worthy, stealing him from Michigan last year, who has big playability, as you've seen this year at the University of Texas at Austin. That man, what can happen when you have game-breaking talent on your squad? Now, though he's doing great, though Sark is doing amazing, I still have to say this. There's nobody like the GOAT. There's nobody like the GOAT. Nick Saban is the GOAT for sure. What he's doing at Alabama is unprecedented. I don't know if it'll ever be done again. Because the way he restocks, reloads, and retools his cabinets every year is incredible. And let me tell you about how great of a recruiter Nick Saban is. This is how great he is. Did he not just pull one of Georgia's best receivers, a team that just beat him in the national title, to come over and play at Alabama? And the reasoning is, the kid said it, I want to go over here because they have a reputation of not just recruiting well, but developing big-time receivers. And I get to play with the Heisman Trophy winner quarterback in Bryce Young. Nick Saban is the best at that. What other coach in America do you know that could go in to a kid that just beat you for a national title and convince you it's better over here in Tuscaloosa? I'll wait. I don't think any other coach in America could do that. Nick Saban, by far, I think, is going to arguably go down as not only the greatest football coach in college football history, but as the greatest recruiter there is. Because it's simply as this. Year in and year out, Saban goes out and gets elite talent knowing he has elite talent right there on the field. And still keeps his roster intact from a lot of guys transferring out. Now, every school has some cases where kids are going to transfer. It's just the era we live in. But I believe Saban minimizes those losses. It's because the dude knows what he's doing. He's a heck of a recruiter. He's a heck of a coach. He's a heck of a winner. And we've seen it every year when some assistant goes off and goes on their own, and they try to do it the Saban way. And I'm interested to see, can Sark pull it off? I mean, he had success before the fall at USC, and that had nothing to do with on the field play. And so I'm interested to see, can he translate that at the University of Texas? The jury's still out. But I will say this: when it comes to recruiting, when it comes to being the best of the best, there's nobody better than Nick Saban. I don't think there'll ever be anybody better than Nick Saban. I think Nick Saban, and I'm going to do another video on my early season prediction for what's going to happen with Bama. I think Bama finds themselves in a national championship again next year, and I think they actually win it. Because what's been proven is if they suffer a loss in a big-time game, they normally come back the next year and win it. And with the additions of what they're going to bring in, not just from the transfer portal, because they're not done. Spring ball is almost over. Spring ball is going to happen, and then when it's over, they'll bring in some more kids. Signing day is next week. I'm sure still they have some other guys that they're going to bring in. I'm just saying this. I love what Sark is doing. I'm interested to see, can he live up to the pressure of recruiting and having, not just recruiting, but the results being played out on the field in Austin. Those boosters, they play no games. But I'm also interested to see with Coach Saban, the GOAT Saban, what is he going to do? And I would not be shocked to see him pull off another national title next year. So anyways, Crimson Tide fans, Texas fans, go ahead and hit the subscribe button below. Once again, Brandon Holmes here, one half of the Blue Bloods College Game Time Podcast, a place for the fans, by the fans, dropping fresh college sports content every day and live streaming the show every Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. Until next time, take care. Peace.